done to stop it? Good evening. Across East Africa, women athletes, some of the world's fastest runners, are now running for their lives. In the past year alone, several high-profile female athletes from Kenya, Uganda, and Ethiopia have become victims of violence, many at the hands of those closest to them. Now, a heartbreaking plea from Ethiopian Olympic marathoner Gelete Burka has sparked new questions about the safety of athletes and the failures of justice in the region. Tonight, we investigate the growing crisis of violence against athletes and what is being done to stop it. Gelete Burka is no ordinary athlete, a world-class runner, an Olympian, and a beloved figure in Ethiopian sports. For more than 20 years, she has represented her country on the world stage, bringing home medals and pride to a nation that reveres its runners. But today, her story is no longer one of triumph. It is a cautionary tale of betrayal, fear, and the collapse of justice. In a televised interview that has shocked the country, Gelete Burka revealed how her personal life unraveled and how the very institutions meant to protect her have failed. The ordeal began in 2016. After returning home from an international competition, Gelete discovered her husband had vanished without warning. Their home was empty. Months later, he returned, but with an unexpected move. He filed for divorce, but the betrayal ran far deeper. Unbeknownst to Gelete, her husband had used a power of attorney to sell nearly all of her assets. 11 government-awarded properties, 10 of them sold. 5 cars, 4 of them sold. These were not just personal belongings. Many of these assets, homes and land, had been awarded to her by the Ethiopian government in recognition of her athletic achievements. In her own words, she returned from a race to find herself impoverished and powerless. "My property acquired before marriage was not returned. I'm on the verge of becoming homeless." When Gelete sought legal redress, the situation turned darker. She reported receiving direct threats from her husband. He allegedly warned her, "If you don't stay quiet, I will kill you." Fearing for her safety, Gelete has now spent more than a year in hiding, unable to leave her home, unable to train, her athletic career at a standstill. She made a direct public plea to Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, asking for intervention and protection. But what may be most alarming in Gelete Burka's story is not just the betrayal she faced at home, but the betrayal she faced in court. Despite what many observers view as clear evidence of misconduct and threats, court rulings consistently went against the Olympic star. Her husband, according to Gelete, used his legal position to strip her of nearly all her assets. She claims the courts refused to acknowledge her rightful ownership of properties acquired both before and during the marriage. Even the one house remaining in her name, she has now been ordered to share. "Not only have I not received a solution until now, but I'm also on the verge of becoming homeless." Many legal analysts in Ethiopia and abroad say her case raises broader concerns about the integrity of the country's legal system. Some question whether personal connections and corruption have undermined the fair application of justice, even for a public figure of her stature. Tragically, Gelete Burka's story is not an isolated incident. Across East Africa, violence against female athletes is rising, with devastating consequences. Ugandan Olympian Rebecca Cheptegei, murdered by her male partner weeks before the Paris 2024 marathon. Kenya's Damaris Muthi was found dead under suspicious circumstances, reportedly involving her partner. World record-holding Kenyan runner Agnes Tirop, brutally killed, again allegedly by her husband. And yet another Ugandan marathoner, tragically burned to death. In this context, Gelete's desperate public plea has resonated deeply, not just in Ethiopia but across the global athletic community. Experts say female athletes, despite their public fame, often face unique vulnerabilities: long periods away from home, financial control issues, and an uneven legal playing field in domestic matters. In response to growing public pressure, the Ethiopian Athletics Federation has now taken a historic step. It has announced the creation of a dedicated institute tasked specifically with protecting athletes from abuse and ensuring their rights are respected both on and off the field. Federation officials say the issue has reached an alarming level across East Africa and must now receive specialized legal attention. The World Athletes Organization has also launched a global initiative called Safeguard, aimed at preventing domestic violence and legal abuse targeting female athletes. In Kenya, similar protective systems have already been implemented following the recent tragedies. But the question remains, will these new efforts come soon enough, and will they provide real protection for women like Gelete Burka? In the days following her tearful interview, a wave of public support surged across Ethiopia and beyond. The hashtag #JusticeForGelete began trending on social media as thousands of ordinary Ethiopians and fellow athletes voiced outrage at her treatment and the broader crisis facing women in sport. Prominent figures from Ethiopia's sporting world, legal community, and civil society have since echoed her call for urgent reforms. Many now view her case as a symbol of a deeper national problem, the collapse of trust in Ethiopia's legal system. "I want my country and my people, to whom I have given my best, to know my situation." Her courage in speaking out has struck a chord in a society where many women, particularly public figures, fear the stigma or retaliation that may follow such revelations. But for many, her voice has now become a rallying cry, not only for justice in her case, but for systemic change. Tonight, Gelete Burka remains at home, still fearful for her safety, still fighting a legal battle that has already cost her so much. Her case raises urgent questions about how nations protect, or fail to protect, their most